From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hey folks, good evening. Hope you've had a nice day so far. Hope you had a nice weekend. Conditions were just fantastic out there. Beautiful skies. Temperatures cooling back down tonight. I-5's kind of your dividing line for freezing. Mount Shasta City will probably be right there around freezing. West out towards Etna Trinity Center, Weed, Wairika, lower 30s, mid 30s out there, but you start getting back down to the cooler temperatures below freezing. Further east of I-5, Modoc County, the eastern mountains, those higher elevations, as is typical. Trinity County kind of hovering right there around freezing. By the way, we have some of that fog, that marine layer starting to kick up a little bit. On the coast, we'll probably be in the upper 30s, right there near 40. As we head into our lowest region of temperatures through tonight and into the early hours of tomorrow morning. But we're continuing to warm up a little bit over the next couple of days for the daytime highs, right? So we're not bucking the trend necessarily too quickly for those daytime highs over the next 1 or 2 days. I think that's more so midweek. So out the door forecast here as we're heading to start our work week out, or maybe starting the school week out. Some of us aren't quite at spring break yet. Some of us already have, and some of us are going next week. But of course, we're back with those colder temperatures. We'll call it just above freezing along the north coast there. Siskiyou, Modoc County, eastern mountains, still below freezing by about 8 o'clock, but warming up pretty quickly, paving the way for another nice day. Monday looks fantastic. Tuesday also looks really pretty nice. At least as a whole, right? Like, I think we're doing pretty good, right? I really expect spring to kind of staple the next couple of days, then go ahead, go on vacation for a little bit. Because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, midweek and beyond, that's where we see those big changes coming into the forecast, both in terms of precipitation and temperature. So these 70s that we're starting to see, not long for this world, but we do have another day or two to enjoy those. We'll call it upper 50s, lower 60s here along the coast and out towards Trinity County, out here I-5. Once again, you're dividing the line. Notice Mount Shasta City kind of right there at 60, 59, 60, give it 1 to 2 degrees of wiggle room. Wairika at 60, Happy Camp 63. Out there in Modoc County, the eastern mountains, you start seeing those mid to upper 50s a little more commonplace. Susanville out towards Doyle, you start seeing those lower 60s as well. Really lovely day out there. And by the way, I do want to mention one more time that we do have more so those widespread 70s where it's a little less of a fluke and more so commonplace. And I think tomorrow we might see that as well. So we do have some of that to look forward to. So yeah, today, much like today, tomorrow and the first part of Tuesday, that's the time frame you want to go ahead and run those outdoor errands, because we do start to see that pattern switch. We're starting to see that switch flip. We say that 5 times fast, right? As that system pushes in late Tuesday night and into Wednesday. Arctic air reinforces behind it, becomes a lot of wintry type precipitation here. And by the way, we're at about 72% of the annual snowfall, the snowpack rather, in the Sierras for this time of year, climatologically speaking. So this will definitely do some numbers, right? This is definitely going to increase those snow totals quite substantially. We're going to see it continuing to meander through Wednesday through Thursday. By the time we're heading through Friday, I think it breaks up just a little bit. We're kind of in between systems Friday. We're not going to stay totally dry Friday. I was actually talking about this yesterday, where no one individual day looks totally dry. See what I'm talking about here? Friday still has some scattered stuff, but it's more so a chance than a widespread sort of thing. The next system comes on in Saturday here. Notice it dripping through here, dropping through, dripping through. There will be some dripping. That will be one way to put it. We're going to be getting a lot of rain and snow with this system. Probably between these two systems picking up several inches of rain. I'm talking 5, 6 inches of rain in some of those higher totals. And then, of course, eastern mountains, Mount Shasta itself, probably picking up a couple feet or more of snow when all is said and done with it. So it's going to be a pretty substantial little system here. And of course, the Sierras kind of need that, because like I said, we're at about 72%, best of my memory so far, of the snowfall pack for what we should be for this time of year. So out there in the eastern mountains and further south, that is definitely some beneficial snowfall in that respect. And of course, precipitation outlook here paints that big old, well, it kind of looks like Yoshi's egg. You ever play Mario? That's kind of what we got here, this big old green blob right over us here in the west coast. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google that Yoshi egg. That's kind of what that looks like here, right, for you gaming nerds. And that's what we got, well above average rain chances. Remember, this is a scale here where the green is well above average, and these brownish red and oranges, that's below average precipitation chances. And we're right there here in the big time above average rain chances and well below average for the precipitation chances. So when you, well, temperature trends rather. So put the above average precipitation trends and the below average temperature trends together, you've got a winter scenario coming up, right? Just because March 1st was the beginning of meteorological spring does not mean spring is coming back immediately, not by any stretch of the imagination. So we got that colder air really taking hold over the next 7 days. So taking a look at the 7-day forecast, actually fresh from the Weather NorCal Command Center, you can really see that trend. By the way, here's those dates. So out towards the middle and 3rd week of March. is what we're talking about here. Of course, that's coming right up on us here in due time. We really see that trend downwards with those temperatures. If you're susceptible to those weather migraines, things like that, those big swings, you're not going to have a good time over the next several days. See that right there? There's your dividing line. I've been highlighting that spot for a little bit. Tuesday night, that's the time frame where we see that first push of moisture and that big time cool down starting to creep in. Now, you really don't see it quite as pronounced along the coast because you got that more insulated air right there with the marine boundary layer, but you head a little further inland, head out towards Trinity County, you really do see that trend downwards with those temperatures. By the way, that marine layer, like I said, it's kind of whipping up a little bit, so we are going to see some fog here as we head through tomorrow. But look at these temperatures. They go from 60s to 50s to 40s really pretty quickly. That's what I'm talking about with that big switch with all that moisture settling in over the next several days. Friday is when it kind of gets between systems, but we still do have that chance across the area. That's going to be true for all of us. Mount Shasta City moving in here late Tuesday night and into Wednesday. Snow levels start around 4,400 or 4,500 feet or so, somewhere in that vicinity, right? But they'll be lowering down 2,500, 2,000 feet, spots even lower with time. So we'll be seeing quite a bit of snow for quite a few of us because I know a lot of us live, 2,000 feet or below across the area. The next system moves on in Saturday and into Sunday. So by the time I'm talking to you this time next weekend, I'm probably going to be talking an active pattern once again. In fact, these systems actually swing off to the east and cause severe weather off to our friends over there east of the Mississippi. So these are some very robust systems in that respect. Of course, rain is the story starting probably, I'd say late Tuesday night, but more so Wednesday morning here in the valley. Redding is a good cross section, and upper 60s, lower 70s. We can deal with that for the next couple of days. Not bad at all, but 50s and 40s is coming up here over the next 7 days.